Welcome to this new episode of Continuum Gaming, this time around in English, as you may already have noticed. And today we are going to have a look at 3 different games again, which will be Ice Climb, Sloth Climber and Monster Truck Racing Mountain Destruction. My name is Gerald. As always, I've got a couple of different things with me, which are, of course, the Arc Mouse, you already know that. Then we have the Foldable keyboard, which is this keyboard here. Both are Bluetooth devices, of course. And then we will have a couple of games in this episode, even 2 of the 3, which are playable with the Xbox One S wireless controller. And so we are not going to do that in this episode. It's even so that it's much fun to play it with them, so this time it really makes sense to use it. And other than that, of course, the whole thing is only possible because we have the Lumia 950 XL here, which is a Windows 10 mobile smartphone with a Mozo cover at the back and a USB-C connector at the bottom here. And like that we can connect the cable, the USB-C cable here, with the display dock I'm having at the side standing here. And like that we are able to stream more or less via HDMI in this case from the display dock to the TV this image produced by the smartphone. And as you can see, the interesting part about it is that the smartphone is producing this desktop-like experience for the big screen here. And if you want to know more about all of that, please have a look up there. It's called Continuum, and there are a couple of different other videos where I'm going to talk more about that. And other than that, let's have a look at the first game. I'm right now seeing that there is still something running in the background, so we are going to close that down. And first off, we are going to have a look at Ice Climb. Ice Climb is just a small climber game which can be played for some reason or the other, I'm not sure, with the Xbox One S wireless controller. And what we are going to have to do here is to jump from platform to platform and to just try to go up and up and up again. And the problem is that the bottom is more or less rising too, and like that you are going to have more or less a problem because you can't go down. And if you are going down, you're losing more or less. So let's have a look at the game. For that I'm going to go to my all apps list in this case, and I'm going to go to Ice, and there it is, Ice Climb. And if we press on that, it's really a small little game, but a little bit funny because it has this kind of pixel art in there. And what we are going to play here is more or less just a small little session of that, because there's not too much to the game, but it's still fun to play and you can just get it in the Windows Store. Okay. And as mentioned before, we are going to use the Xbox One S wireless controller for that. And as you can see, this is your play figure, or your little character you're going to play here. And all you have to do is to jump from platform to platform and not more or less going down, or so no falling in the end to the ground more or less. And you should be more or less on the same level as the current ground level is. So let's see what that means in this case. And I think I will have to press on start first. And now you can see the figure is more or less moving up, and so the ground level is going to go up too. And the problem is, if you are going to jump up again and again and again on the platforms, it might happen that the ground is going to cover up the platform you jumped from. And like that you can die. Okay? So first off, I'm going to turn down the volume a little bit, because otherwise it's not fun to play this. And after that, let's see if we can already play it. Yeah, and this is one of the reasons why you should, for instance, only activate the Xbox One S wireless controller in this case if the game is already running. So at the moment it's not going to work, but if I'm going to shut down the gamepad here for one moment, give me 1 second because it just takes a little bit. So now it's shut down, and then you just reactivate it and wait it to connect, which is indicated by a standing light or a full light, then not blinking or something anymore. And after that, as you can see, we can now move the figure around and try to go up. So we are just going to try to go over here. It's not easy to control with the Xbox One wireless controller, but That's not a problem of the Xbox One wireless controller, but it's also not easy to control with, for instance, the keyboard or something. So I'm going to turn around just to be able to play it in a little bit better way, and just let's see how far we are going to go here. I'm not sure if you can use it for the menu. No. So for the menu you are going to have to use your mouse in this case, but after that we can just climb up a little bit. And as you can see, make sure to make only small steering movements, more or less, because otherwise the play figure is going all over the place. So just a little bit of a tip, more or less, in one direction or the other, and it should be fine to go up. Okay, and after that, just try to go up as high as you can. As you can see, there's a high score, and the score which is going to be, the high score is of course the best I already could do, and the score is going to go up with this game in this case, of course. Let's go over here for once, and let's see if we can go there. Perfect. Yeah, and like this you're going to go up. I don't think that there's any kind of meaning to a red or... Oh, okay. No, there is a kind of meaning. Okay, interesting. Okay, so the meaning of, for instance, the red part is that the jumping is very, very much reduced. So the height of the jump will be very, very small in this case. So try to get a higher jump to go to the other platforms. But you're not going to die or something because it's red, so it's not lava or anything like that. But it's going to decrease your jump level or height you can achieve. So that is very important to know. And let's see, I'm not sure if, for instance, this is going to be, I think it's even higher. So the yellow, whoa, okay, that was hardcore. So the green ones are really, really powering up to a very, very high amount there, and as you can see, a very, very high amount, because we got 5,112 score points for that, and that is of course a new high score in this case. Yeah, and this is more or less the game. So try to jump on the platforms, try to stay more or less alive, of course. So don't jump to any kind of higher build or something and fall down then. And yeah, other than that, I would say just try it out. I think it's a fun little game if you want to just lose a little bit of time or something like that. Okay, so let's have a look at the second game. The second game is a jump up game more or less too. So what we're going to play is Sloth Climber. So in German it's called a Faultier, so animal that is very, very lazy. And so let's have a look. Sloth, there we go, Sloth Climb, 10 in this case. And I'm going to turn around again and just to show you what's going on here. I think you already know some of those games, because there are a couple of different iterations of something like this in the store already. But this this one around is more or less a 3D one, and I really, really like the imagery. It's some kind of a strange mashup between 3D sloths and other stuff like the pixel art you're seeing here and stuff like that. It's somehow fun. This game can't be played with the Xbox One wireless controller or something, but I don't think you need to in this case. And as you can see, it's this 3D sloth which is sitting here, and you're going to control this one. And then there is all this different, just painted stuff around it. So it's a little bit funny, but I like the mashup somehow. And as you can see, there is this kind of arrow pointing at the top there. And that is going to indicate where the sloth is trying to jump to. So if I'm going to press a button now, which has a delay, just to let you know, you can see he's going to jump up sooner or later and try to go up more or less. It's not easy because of the delay, if you ask me, and it's very, very fast with the arrow there. But let's see if we can't... Come on! No. Okay. At least we are going up a little bit. Okay, just try again. So there we are. and you just have to cope. Ouch. Oh, okay. We didn't die for that. Interesting. Yeah, and you already can see that he's sliding down more or less. And what you want to achieve here is, of course, you want to achieve more of those stars, which are more or less combo likes. And you don't want to go down the line there, because if you are going down that line, you're going to die. And you're going to be eaten by this, I think it's a panther or something, or a jaguar, I'm not sure. Okay, and there we got some of the fruit, which is a good thing. So getting fruit is of course a nice... Don't die, please. Okay. Thing here too. But the problem is there are of course some kind of obstacles on the way too. So there was this picadoo, or this bird in this case, which is going to bring us down, and so on and so forth. And yeah, all you have to do is now just climb up, and you can see if you're at the side there, he's going to hold onto the trunk there. And the problem is that you're going to slide down slightly and slowly, but it's going to happen. And then you just have to really figure out when to press the button and how to go up again and get the best score. This is more or less what all of this is all about. And yeah, if you are going to fall down, you're going to be eaten by this little fella here. So some kind of a cat. And yeah, you don't want that. And this is more or less what this game is all about. So try to climb up as high as you can. And yeah, nice little game. I like it. Just try it out. Okay, and so let's have a look at the last game of this episode. And the last game of this episode is called Monster Truck Racing Mountain Destruction. I'm not exactly sure why there's destruction in that, but I think monster trucks have to destruct something or something, I'm not sure. What you're going to do here is you're going to steer a monster truck around mountain area, whatever, hilly area, and you're going to have to go on a track that is going through the mountains, pretty slow one, or better to say a pretty tight one. And so you really have to be very careful to drive around, and there is of course a couple of different obstacles for you. For instance, you're going to have to cope with a fuel problem, so fuel is going to go constantly down, and you really have to figure out how to get fuel for your car. And you have to get a certain amount of stars or coins, whatever you want to call that, on the way where you are going to. So it's a nice little one, Monster Truck Racing Mountain Destruction. I'm going to click on that. It is playable by the Xbox One as well as controller. In this case, you can play it with the Xbox One as well as controller, or you can play it with, for instance, the keyboard. Both are fine. Sometimes I think that the keyboard is even easier to play, but in the end, it's fine with the controller too, and it makes a little bit more fun, if you ask me, to play it with the controller. So if you have a gamepad, just get it out and try it with this game. Okay, for that I'm going to go and just turn around again. And now you just have to tap once with your mouse. And now let's see if this one is still working. I'm not sure about it, if it's working in the menu already. Let's try it out. First I'm going to show you the settings, of course. So there's not too much to see here, but just to let you know, you can select a different quality setting. I'm going to play it medium. That's fine for my hardware here, for the smartphone. If you have a smaller one or whatever, or 950 or something, you might want to try out low quality. And if you are playing it, for instance, on an Alcatel or something, then you might want to go to high. It depends on what you really want here. And other than that, we can have a look at the truck selection. And I'm just increasing the sound a little bit to show you. There we go. We have some kind of a pretty nice soundtrack here too. And as you can see, there are a couple of different trucks available. So with a couple of different options here, or better to say properties. So in this case, everything is more or less bad. But that is the first truck you're going to see here. And if you're going to jump around, you can see braking and stuff like that is going to change, but of course those cars are pretty pricey if you have a look at that here. And my total money at the moment is 16,650, so I can't afford those. But in the end you can see there are a couple of different really nice ones, and for instance this one is really good at most things, Truck 7, but of course it costs a lot of money, so we are going to have to go with our first one, or we can buy this one. Let's see what the difference is. Braking is the difference, so we are pretty much, and acceleration. You know what? Just let's buy that. Whatever. After that you're going to press on next. And now you're going to select one of the seasons. There are 3 of course, and we are playing at the first one at the moment. And as you can see here, a couple of different levels on here. And so I'm going to click on the first one, which is really a very small and easy one. But I would say 3 and 4 and stuff like that are already a little bit challenging. So let's play the first one. And as you can see, there's an aim. We have to get 80% of coins to complete this level. So let's see what we can do here. Maybe I will have to press the button again, so I'm going to start with that at this moment. Okay, and give it back. And there we are. As you can see, there is a pretty fine little track here. We are going to jump around, and as you can see, you are just going to try to come on, drive back, not too much, don't die. Okay, so what we are going to do is, of course, we are going to try to go up here, and as you can see, it's a very easy level, but there are a couple of different 3D elements in there, so you're just driving around on a track in a 3D environment, and I really like the optics of it for what it is. And yeah, so next track, everything is pretty tight as you can see, so be very careful where to drive to, because you don't want to drop down into the river there or something. And of course, as mentioned before, we have to get a couple of different coins here to more or less survive this level. And there are these 2 indicators. So the coin indicators, so how many of the coins do you still need? Not too many, as you can see. And then there is this indicator of thank you, of fuel. So be careful. Sometimes there are fuel canisters or something on the track, so you can get them and increase your fuel again. And the problem is fuel is constantly dropping because, of course, the engine is on. And like that, you really have to be a little bit careful how and where to drive to. But I think, I'm not sure about it, but I think that it's much easier already. Ooh, that was bad. I think that was pretty bad. I'm not sure if we can achieve this anymore, because I just lost the fuel there. Let's see what's happening. Oh, we have still an option. Do we? Yeah, okay. That was pretty close. Yeah, okay. It's going to be fine, but very close as you can see, so don't miss the fuel or something, and don't miss too many of the stars to collect. And like that, you're going to play the levels here. And as you can see, it's really a nice little track and game you're going to play here. Whoa, jumping. And yeah, I think we are still fine. But now we are going to drop down. Okay. Yeah, and it's funny, there's extreme alert if you're already falling, but okay, that's how it is. And yeah, in this case, this is more or less a game. If you want to try it out, just try it out, because I think it's a pretty nice one. Of course, it's not a AAA title or something, but still fun enough. And the optics or the graphic is pretty okay, and has some funny aspects to it. So just try it out, and I think you will not be too much disappointed with this one. Okay, So, and this is more or less the end of the episode. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you liked the episode, please give it a thumbs up, of course. And if you have any kind of comments, questions, whatever, put them down into the commentary section down below. And other than that, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe if you didn't do it till now. And other than that, have a great week, have a great day, and bye-bye till next time.